Some people on the right would say that pronouns are based on biological sex or even what's between your legs, but I disagree with that.
How do you know that you're a man?
How do I know that I'm a, I guess because I got a dick.
You see, pronouns are not inherently biological. Pronouns exist within the realm of language, and the language is structured to represent our way of viewing and understanding the world around us, as well as society around us. That's why in a matter of a second, or maybe 2 or 3, your brain automatically categorizes any new person you meet, either as a man or a woman. And even if you're someone who believes that multiple genders, you can't trick your brain. Yeah? It is designed to make that distinction. It is essential that we make that distinction because this is a tool that guides us towards our reproductive goals. But we don't always make that assumption or biological sex, or someone's chromosomes, or their genitals. The truth is we can't see a person's chromosomes, and most of the time we can't really see their genitals either, and I don't think we should. So if you're one of those bastards who think it should be legal to, be nude on the public buses or trains, get the hell out of here.
It's just a basic thing that needs to change because it doesn't hurt anybody, it doesn't affect anybody, and if it was legal, I would be naked on the street right now.
In normal interactions, we can't really tell what's between someone's legs unless you have an X-ray vision or you live in some alternative reality that is a one big sauna or a nudist beach. Well, in that case, have fun. We base that assumption purely on secondary sex characteristics and the way someone presents themselves. And that second part is very important because gender roles are deeply ingrained in our brains through years of living in a specific culture, and you can't really escape that. And for that reason, when I see someone like Blair White, my brain automatically thinks she. And I see someone like Buck Angels, I automatically think he. And that's how I choose to call them. If someone has an issue with that, that's your problem. I'm not going to go out of my way to call someone by the pronouns that are based in their biology, because it is counterproductive to our social interactions. However, beyond the social level, biology matters. You cannot deny the role biology plays in one's gender, both in physical sex as well as mental, psychological gender. It is all connected, and some people will tell you that gender is not based in biology, that it is a separate thing. It is a very dualist view compared to that of a soul as something that is disconnected from the body. I'll get to that later, but for now let's focus purely on biology, let's focus purely on physicality of women. And yes, that sounded very objectifying. I'm sorry I view you as a piece of meat.
I'll never forgive this.
If we accept that there are no differences between trans women and women, then we also have to accept that there are no differences between men and women, because trans women, biologically speaking, are males. That is not something you can change. To me, this denial of biology and the role biology plays in one's sex and gender can be compared to being a flat earther. It is unscientific and it's out there. And in the end, I think it is harmful both to trans women and biological women because they both face certain issues that are unique to that particular group. First of all, let's make one thing clear. Biologically speaking, trans women are males and trans men are females. You cannot change that, and accepting the reality will only help you, and it will help you develop a more healthy relation with your own gender. It is a neutral statement, and if it causes any sort of distress in you, I recommend to work on yourself, because at this point, with modern medicine or technology, you can't really do anything about it. So wasting your energy on that is a waste of your time, trust me. Male and female bodies are inherently different. And, well, do we have a lot in common? Well, yeah, definitely. There are more physical traits that we share than there are those that are unique to a particular sex. After all, we're all humans, right?
I'm not.
In this category, we can include secondary sex characteristics such as breasts, beard, soft skin, or body hair, etc. Then there's primary sex characteristics such as your genitals and gonads, and then there's your chromosomes, usually XX or XY. But then you might ask, well, what about the intersex people and chromosomal abnormalities? I do not think that intersex is a separate sex category. Human sex is binary. We reproduce in a binary way, and in order for a third sex to exist, we would need an additional type of sex chromosome other than X and Y. Let's call it chromosome Z. I have no idea how that type of reproductive system would work. I think it'll be unnecessarily complicated. Sounds like some kind of shit that is going on some distant planet.
UFO porno!
Nor can we reproduce with ourselves, with our own bodies. Hermaphroditism is not natural in humans, and intersex people are not hermaphrodites. It is a very incorrect term. As far as sex is concerned, intersex people are males and females, but with certain abnormalities. Just because a certain abnormality exists doesn't mean that you are not the thing you are. For example, humans have 46 chromosomes, or to be more correct, 23 pairs of chromosomes. Now, some people have more than 46 chromosomes. People with Down syndrome are still humans despite having more chromosomes than what is typical for a human. It can be said that humans have 10 fingers. Now, some people are born with extra fingers and some people lose their fingers, but we do not define a human as someone with multiple fingers or less fingers. We define it by the default. And that default is necessary in order to avoid this ontological chaos. Ultimately, intersex people either have the ability or potential to produce semen, or ability or potential to produce eggs, are still either male or female despite these abnormalities. On a biological level, defining a man or a woman seems pretty simple, right? XX chromosomes, XY chromosomes, penis, vagina, boom, done.
Well,
how
that's
do you define a
someone
female?
with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, here's the thing, when you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
Well, there is a little obstacle there. Because you see, if we define a male as someone with XY chromosomes and a penis, we have to take into consideration that there are males who do not have a penis. Males who lost it either in a tragic accident or were born without one because of a medical condition such as intersex. Then there are males who have chromosomal abnormalities, but they are still males. And for that reason, there are people who don't fall into the two categories, such as XX vagina or XY penis. And like I said before, I do think that there are only two sexes, males and females, purely based on what reproductive cells they are producing. And you see, I do not think they fall into a third category because, like I said, humans have only two sexes. Human sex is binary. So who are they then? Okay, so I was editing the video when I noticed that I forgot to include a very important part. And without this part, it may seem like I contradict myself when I say that defaults are very important for definitions, yet at the same time I say that we can't define a woman by, a man as someone with XY chromosomes and a penis. For that reason, I think we need to distinguish between two types of statement. Non-exclusionary statements and exclusionary statements. Non-inclusionary statements include humans have 10 fingers, or women have XX chromosomes. Those statements are correct and they operate by default because they are non-exclusionary. Nothing in this statement suggests that you are not a human if you do not have 10 fingers. And nothing in this statement suggests that you are not a woman if you don't have XX chromosomes. Those statements operate by defaults. Now, when it comes to exclusionary statements, we can no longer operate by defaults. For example, if I say a human is someone with 10 fingers, or a woman is someone with XX chromosomes, that excludes everyone who does not fall into this category. For example, let's say I have 8 fingers. Well, the definition of a human is someone with 10 fingers. Then by that definition, I am not a human. When it comes to such exclusionary statements and definitions, we cannot define them by the defaults. We need to dig a little deeper into the essence of womanhood.